Jazzcast Pros.
Hey ladies, do you own your own business or are you considering starting your own?
Are you craving connection and are ready to feel seen? It's time to get real about what it takes to make it as a woman business owner.
My name is Kelly Bush.
And I'm Kelly Metris.
And we're the hosts of Getting Real with Bossy, the podcast that unites and educates women business owners through real, raw, and honest conversations.
This podcast has been brought to you by Gallery Salon, where beauty and art collide. You can find out more at galleryhair.com.
Hey y'all, I'm Erica Cervello and I'm the owner as well as the stylist at Gallery Salon located at 4 Elton Street in the neighborhood of the Arts in Rochester, New York. We specialize in everything from lived-in hair color to vivid creations, haircuts, wedding hair and makeup, structured manicures, gel extensions, and the best nail art in the city. We work closely with Rochester artists and makers to carry an array of handmade goodies for you to shop from. Gallery Salon is proud to offer gender-neutral pricing and we are a certified LGBTQ+ safe zone. Our space and staff are welcoming and down to earth. We know you'll be comfortable to come as you are and celebrate your individuality at Gallery Salon. You can find us at galleryhair.com and Facebook or Instagram. Give us a call at 585-271-8340, or better yet, swing by and meet us and see what we're about. Gallery Salon, located at 4 Elton Street in the neighborhood of the Arts in Rochester, New York.
Welcome back for part 2 of Nyeshia's story of saving AJ. We talked about all that Nyeshia does and how she often had to work part-time just to pay for saving AJ's needs to help families in crisis. Some large not-for-profits might bring in millions of dollars and help 9 people, but Nyeshia focuses on the help before paying herself. Let's hear more about Nyeshia's passion, which is a testament to saving AJ himself and helping all families in crisis. And don't forget, you can support Saving AJ at savingaj.agency.
When I took that leap of faith and didn't know what was going to go on, now I got like bookings like for call centers and for business plans and for people to help them make like vision boards and just weird things, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I do that for fun. Like, I do this stuff for fun.
Yeah.
And
but
like
you can
this,
get paid to do it.
Seriously. So like this realtor group reached out and was like, well, can you help us with this and this and that? I'm like, sure. And well, how much would you charge? Do we really need this? I'm like, oh wait, so they're gonna pay for this? I thought it was like they just wanted me to help them. So just realizing that you actually hold yourself back by settling for less.
Mm-hmm. Your time is valuable. Your words are valuable.
Yeah.
People will.
But you don't believe that for whatever reason.
Well, when
you're customized to work.
First met you, you were doing everything. You were trying to save everyone.
I was.
And trying to save everyone and wherever. And I loved that about it. It was whatever capacity they were in, right? Like you were accepting them where they were and meeting the needs that they had. But that meant that you were doing something different for every person.
True.
And it was like, okay, well, how sustainable is that? Is that something that you have changed?
Yes, it is. Yes, because now I feel like there's so many people who do so many things already that actually get paid for doing the things that I was doing. Mm-hmm. So using that referral system as anyways what it was supposed to be from the beginning, it made sense now. I was like, go back to your vision board. And going back to the basics was just like a breath of fresh air. And I just sat back and wondered, at which point in time did I think in my head that I had like this huge savior? Like, it's really a thing called savior syndrome or something.
Well, and white savior, yeah.
Well, I'm black. And I thought I had it, you know what I mean? Like, it's serious.
Is there a black savior?
I really, for something in my own brain, my own mind, I felt like I just had to like save everyone. Mind you, I couldn't even save myself.
It's wonderful to feel that way, but it's not sustainable.
If you can't save yourself.
And you can't take all of that on, that it's not good for you. No. When you're hearing these stories and these mothers and that state of, I cannot take my child 1 minute more or something horrible is going to happen, what do you do with that? One of the reasons all of this is here is because Kelly and I worked together at Hillside, and the kids we dealt with and the families we dealt with and the situations, there was nobody to talk to about that. So because we were in the same program, legally we could talk about it with each other, but you can't just have it stuck and not let it out.
Which is why I have a therapist, girl. Yes, I actually have a therapist. So I'm going to bring this up. This is very important. So we're having like this support circle for moms.
Okay.
And it's going to be Tuesdays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And what it looks like is from a therapy. What is the organization name? Is called Sankofa Family Counseling.
Okay.
It will be culturally appropriate for the clients, which is sometimes very important. And they're going to come to the nursery and do therapy groups sessions. And the children are going to come downstairs to the nursery with me, and the moms go upstairs with the other moms. And they're going to eat dinner together, and they're going to have a conversation, which is their therapy circle. And they'll be okay because the children are right downstairs. Right. So they want to come down, like, checking them and see, you know, they can do that. But kids will be able to be with kids and eat dinner together, and the family will be upstairs, eat dinner together, and do their therapy groups. To me, that was so huge. And when I first reached out to them, I was like, well, everyone's wait listed. I have so many clients on the waiting list. No one won't take them. And she was like, well, do they get insurance? What is their insurance? I'm like, everyone only cares about insurance. Yeah. Who cares about these moms who are going through postpartum who need help now? And she heard me out so clear. And I didn't have to beg, ask, or plead. She literally was like, well, you know what? We're going to do a support of a circle for Saving AJ. And I was so happy because it's like, well, that was easy. Because normally there's so much in
barrier after barrier.
And it wasn't that. It was really just hearing the need.
Right.
And to say, we see there's a need, you know, so let's show up. So that was really huge for me. So now with moms having access to that, in the care, I do something where we do once a month movie night with the kids. So when the kids get to come, which is a late time, we're going to do 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every second Saturday of the month. And then parents just get to drop the kids off to nursery. We have movie night. We have our little popcorn, our snacks, and we're going to watch a nice movie. But my TV in the nursery is like so little, right? So I'm like, I want this huge TV because like I want the kids to like get the full experience of a movie night. And my friend was like, well, let's just make this where, you know, we just put it in this TV and get bean bags. Because we're like trying to make sure it's like, so like, if there's 25 kids, we need 25 bean bags. We want a huge TV for the kids. Like, that's my vision by like the second Saturday of February, by the way.
Okay.
Like, that's all I want right now.
We may have an extra projector.
Everybody. I know I might have one too.
I might have a projector.
And you just Nyeshia needs a giant TV that's mountable because I assume you don't want to like put it up and put it down.
Right, but if you get a projector, then it's something you just project right on the wall.
I think a projector is actually better.
So Nyeshia needs a projector and beanbag chairs.
But it's very important for me to start like now. I just expanded my nursery hours to 9 p.m. And that's because like I was working like 24-hour shifts. Like I can work in my own business at my own time and keep it open
AJ
later.
Going to pay you.
Yes, because I'm doing the memberships now. No, I'm not feeling guilty because I know that I'm doing the work. I'm doing something.
Yeah. You can do more when you can be there more, and being there more means you need to be paid.
True. That's true. So, which is why I started simple with the memberships for the families to have unlimited access for the full month, 3 hours each day, $75. I thought it was a lot for like some people, and they were like, no, that's $18 a week, Nyeshia. That's good. I'm like, oh, I was scared that I was going to lose clients from it. And they were like totally understanding because I've been doing it for 2 years now, meaning like not in home.
Right.
So it's cool because they see where I started and they see where I am now. And they know that the children love coming there. And like all the kids have a bond. And like my kids know each and every kid because they're there with the other kids because I'm there.
Right.
So I like the way that we've seen kids actually grow together and for parents to really feel comfortable when you're showing up for people and they actually care about you. Like my clients, some other time, like, I love you. They'll just text me randomly. I love you, Miss Nyeshia. Like, I don't know what I would do without you. And sometimes like, that's really overwhelming. Like, you know, like, oh, okay, make you all mushy, but like they really, really do care. it makes me know, like, I gotta do good. Like, you know.
Hold you accountable.
Yeah, it definitely holds me accountable.
Which is a whole nother level of pressure.
It is, but it's good pressure.
Right, but it's still pressure.
Yeah, it's still pressure. But it feels good, though, because it's like, they're watching you. So, like, you can't do stuff like women. I don't care what no one say. Like, we all have, like, phases we go through in life. And, like, I've been thinking, like, well, man, they can't see me with this person. Or I can't be caught here.
Who's going to think if they see me out at this bar?
No, for real. I can't be caught here. There's one guy at the event. He's like, he did time in prison. And he's like, but like, he's a business owner now. But you can still tell, like, you know, they got that look with the rough firm. Oh, don't match my description. So it's so funny because the expectations become so high.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because, like, my Facebook, this is not funny, it's sad. My Facebook cover photo, like, the background,
yeah,
it literally say, like, your idea of me is not my responsibility to live up to.
No.
And I had
when you shared that, I was like, that is so beautiful.
I had to put that because I realized, like, people really have expectations when they realize what you do and who you are. The senator's office came in and people come in all the time and they're looking for the owner. I show up in like sweatsuits and like mommy oversized shirts because I'm going to be constantly cleaning stuff or doing stuff and moving around. So you're not going to wear your good stuff. Baby's going to throw up. Yeah. Just so much. So they come in, I'm on the floor, just scrubbing the floor. And she's like, oh, can you put this in the garbage? I think she thought it was janitor or something. Yeah. So I just took it. And she was like, and can you please get your own, the boss? And I'm like, with the rag in my hand, I'm like, I am the boss. And she's like, oh. And literally her whole face was like, what? You don't look like a boss. So all of those things, like, people really hold you to, like, high standards. I'm like, don't do that. Mm-mm. Like, no, please don't do that. Like, transparency moment. Like, disclaimer.
Because you're the boss, you can wear whatever the hell you want.
They expect you to be like in a suit and some heels and whatever. Listen, okay, I am going to come as I am. You're going to see me wherever you see me the same exact way. In mommy mode, by the way. It's safer there too. Because I tried like the dating thing. It ain't for me. So I'm like, I'll just be the babysitter over here. And I'll keep it with the children.
I'm legit, like, if anything happens to my husband, I'm just going to be a spinster. I watch people dating and I'm like, oh my God, I never want to do that again. Ever. Like that, my mother-in-law dates. She's 75 and she's got like the apps. And I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. I want nothing because I met him before. The Match.com, I think, had like just started becoming a thing.
Not Match.
eHarmony, I think.
eHarmony, yeah. And I was like, it was like the cusp of like internet dating, and I got away with it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, I can't. I'm never. So if anything happens, you'll find me like chain smoking cigarettes and drinking vodka in my apartment by myself.
I mean, we all want partners and stuff. But, like, it just comes with so much. And
like we said earlier, it's another relationship that we have to put our energy into.
No, it is.
I would say you can trust, just going off of the way things have come into your life, that will happen when it's the right time to happen.
When it's the right person.
Oh, but here's the thing, though. I've had several of those, like, moments where it could have. It's me. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to cater to... the needs of, because I'm catering to so
the
right
much. Person is not going to need you to cater to them. Mm-hmm. The right person is going to fit right in.
See, which is why long distance probably be better. Internet boyfriend. Yeah,
like where do you live?
Facebook
you live
boyfriend.
In a different state, right?
No, but seriously, in my age, by the way, I'm 31. So 31-year-old.
I got married at 32. I met Aaron and I got together when I was 30.
Was he mature?
He was 25. So
Aaron was born mature, I think.
Yeah, like I would forget how young he was, but he literally was 25.
So what's the difference though? Mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not dating you. You're like, because we were friends. I'm like, you're a baby. Like he literally was like,
see?
Yeah. So it's not done.
Oh, I know that. So there's someone, right, who I think I know he's my husband. This is so off topic. I know he's my husband, but I just hope he just like wait a little bit, a few years. It's like I'm ready to be serious. Like I'm so like caught up in the business and the children and loving what I'm doing. It's like it's its own like drive and like I don't want to be pulled away from what I love most right now.
Right.
And I've seen you in various transitions of saving AJ, and I feel like this is a really positive one, and that I feel like your whole life is going to change this year.
Yes.
Like you're really like deep diving and like streamlining and putting yourself.
Yeah.
And in a healthy commitment, because you've been committed before, but this is a fiscally healthy, a financially healthy, like you are a remarkable woman.
Oh, thank you.
And you've accomplished so much. And I'm curious, you have a space, you have programming, you have a membership. What do you want to see from Saving AJ this year?
I want to do a home for moms. And it's as simple as just getting a rental property. Like, I don't even want to buy it because that comes with too much. Like, I just want like a property for moms. There's like a transition period when going through postpartum, by the way. Not everyone who ends up like without housing is because of finances. It's not. I know people who are in shelters who have more money than me in the bank. I'm like, why are you in a shelter? It's not about that. I feel like while going through transition, they just need to be like a little bit supported. And I want it to be for where moms can at least be there for about 6 months in the house. And within those 6 months, I want them to know I'm like pushing self-care. I want them to leave out with a new routine. Like a new routine was big for me. Getting up in the morning, going for a run. Getting up in the morning, having tea before the kids is up. Like so much things are pressured. That we just rush stuff and we just do it. And we're just so used to doing 4 things at once. No. Pause, stop, give yourself grace. Like, just having a new way of life and experiencing what it's like to be a parent in the healthy you. And the not so stressed out you version. Like, your kids can get 2 different moms. Like, now my son be like, are you okay? Like, you're not yelling? Like, you know what I mean? I just told you I broke the TV. Like, you know what I mean? Just a different you. They don't know. I didn't know what a healthy me even looked like. I thought literally I was already healthy and normal. Right. And it's like I went to therapy. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So what I gotta work on? Yeah. So what I gotta do? What is it gonna take? So like I'm like pro therapy. Like I'm gonna advocate hard for therapy.
Oh, and for anybody on the state plans, I just recently learned that if you're on United Healthcare, therapists that take insurance won't take you. But if you're on Excelis, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they will. So it's a $15 copay, I think, if not lower, if you switch from United Healthcare to Excelis, because United doesn't pay back the therapist for therapy, but Excelis does.
Well, that's good to know.
So when you're looking up therapists and you're like, oh, they take insurance. Oh, they take all the insurances. They don't take United Healthcare. So tell everybody you know that's trying to get therapy if they're on the state plan to switch their plans over.
Period. Just having a normal routine. Like if we sit down and write down what you do from when you wake up and the hours and times and spaces you do them, you would realize that that's impossible. To even perform that way. Like literally from when you wake up in the morning was the first thing you do. How much time do you give yourself to take a shower in peace, to drink coffee in peace before the kids even get up and start going crazy? Like how much time did you have? Did you even meditate? Did you take time for you? Did you be calm? Like all those things now, I'll tell my kid, go back to bed, it's too early. Soon as they're up, no, I'm meditating. Like my kids will even say in the morning, I used to wake them up and have them straight, go brush your teeth, go get dressed, eat cereal. That's not good. My kids get woken up and they lay there and they meditate. And my daughter, I'll go get her and she's like, Mommy, I'm meditating. And I'm like, well, you only got 10 minutes to meditate. Let's go. Like there's a routine, but it's very important. And from young to give your kids like that healthy lifestyle because then they can grow with it. And my son's like, I'm not going to lay in this bed. And I'm like, all right, how about this? How about keep your eyes open. Do what you want. Just lay in your bed, though.
Right.
And I said for 10 minutes, you're going to lay in that bed and you're not going to move. And now he does it on his own. He loves it. He gets up in there. They just don't move. But they're up. But you need that moment. We all need that moment. Kids' mental health is important. very important. So just having that plan, and my goal is to have them in there just to show them what a routine looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And every routine don't have to look the same, but you need one. Like, you literally need a routine to perform and be a better you.
And someone who holds you accountable to that routine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you do it by yourself, you're never going to break habits.
Yep. True.
Live it, love it, lime it with Selena's Mexican Restaurant at the Village Gate. Come for the food, stay for the fun. Become a part of Selena's family. Selena's offers daily specials, happy hour at the bar, and catering, plus dietary menus for celiac, vegan, and vegetarian guests. When you're on the west side, grab a quick bite at the new Selena's Taqueria Grease, 745 Maiden Lane in the Tops Plaza. Find out more at selenas.com, SALENAS.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bush, and I own Marshall Street Bar and Grill. Whether you're out celebrating with friends or looking for a catered event, Marshall Street is your number one choice. With board games, pool, darts, pinball, and 3 large screen projectors, you'll never run out of things to do. Check out our huge menu with over 60 items, including vegan and vegetarian food, 18 taps, unique spirits, and great daily specials. We've got something for everyone. Come see old friends or make new ones at Marshall Street Bar and Grill. You always have a home at Marshall.
If you've been thinking about starting a podcast and you want to include interviews with people across town, Riverside.fm offers unbelievable high-quality recordings regardless of your or your guest internet quality. And it also gives you separate audio and video tracks for each person speaking. And unlike Zoom, you don't have to install anything on your computer, and your guests don't either. Head over to Riverside.fm and use promo code JazzyCast to get 60 free minutes of recording and 15% off a membership plan.
Street.
You have to take time out.
How much time do you have for yourself
throughout
the day?
3 hours.
You take
I
3
stand
hours?
on what I promote.
Okay.
3 hours. I think we need to go into a hospital, guys, and like advocate for mom for postpartums and let them know.
Well,
and foster care.
I mean, just to go back to the very beginning of your story, like, how do we get the answer to a woman going into a doctor's office saying, I think I have postpartum, I'm having these things. What can I do? That the first thing the doctor says is, you need to connect with Saving AJ. Mm-hmm. And then here's all these other things. So how do we get that to be the first answer?
Hey, you're at your rock bottom. Here's a stack of paperwork.
Right. So how do we get your name before all of that? Because I think if that support's there. So I think that's the mission for Podcast Land. We need that to be the at least in Rochester, the global answer to, I need help. What do I do? And they come to you first because you are meeting those needs before any of that stack of paper is.
It's so common to have postpartum lead to so many other things that tear families apart. And that's why I drop foster care. Like, if you can't care for your baby and you're having those feelings about your baby, or you act on those feelings about your baby, nobody gave you any help, then they take your baby. And in this area, foster care is a minimum of 3 years. So even if you're doing your best, you're going to miss the first 3 years of that kid's life, even if you get the kid back. And the detriment you're doing long term, and then the lack of supports, like from my own personal experience, you're just telling moms, okay, to get your kid back in 3 years, which they don't say that, right? They're like, you can get your kid back maybe next month, even though it's a complete lie. You have to do A, B, C, D, E, but they don't actually even say A, B, C, D, E. They're like, you have to do all these things. And then they come back and like, you didn't do any of those things.
Yep.
Well, why didn't you? We gave you the resources. You didn't act on it. Why didn't you do all those things? Well, mom didn't know she could get help, or she would have gotten help before this happens. Right? Like,
no, seriously.
So who's showing mom how to get help? Well, we can't hold her hand. What happens when she gets the baby back? Well, if you hold her hand, maybe she wouldn't have lost the baby in the first place.
Yeah, no, seriously.
If it was okay in the world to say, I need help, which it's not.
It's not.
When you have a baby, to say you need help.
But it's okay in certain spaces.
And then if you say, I need help, and you get help, like the snowball of like, how many things are you going to keep from happening down the road? You know, and it's just such a snowball long-term thing. And it could be as simple as, you know, turning to drugs to deal with your postpartum and, you know, you don't lose your child, but now the kid's in school and school calls, the agency on. You know what I mean? It's just, there's so many.
All of it.
Yeah. And like when I first met you, I was like, oh my God, could you help keep kids out of foster care and like help moms keep their kids and be there for their kids?
It's funny you say that because I had this one client, her kids were in foster care and she kind of like gave us up on some things. No, she was doing SPCC, supervised visits.
Okay.
In the same place. It's upstairs from nursery. You know that, right?
Is it?
SPCC.
They have one up there? It used to, the only one I used to know of was downtown or out in Henrietta.
There.
Is that new?
It is new.
Okay, because I was always annoyed that it was so far away for everybody because like all of us had to drive so far to get there.
No, but this mom, she was like mandated to do certain things. Like she has some of her kids, not the other kids. It was really weird, but
it happens.
She was able to get the children back by just being able to bring her kids to the nursery for 3 hours. So she was able to like do the things they were telling her to do. And before she couldn't do it, which is why her kids were there longer. Yeah. Because she couldn't complete stuff. So I got an email from the supervisor of CPS and they were like, basically due to you being there and supporting, you know, her children, she was able to get her kids back. So that like meant so much to me. I'm like,
well, that's one of the things. It's like you need to have a full-time job, but you also have to come to court for an undisclosed amount of time because it could take all day and it could take an hour, once a month. You know what I mean? It's like all these things that don't line up.
Those appointments, no, for real.
Or if you have other kids, like how are you going to court?
Right. No, for real. So I see medical motors like all the time. And I spoke to the guy. I'm like, can you guys do transportation for kids to this nursery? The crisis. He's like, no, I don't think they do that. And I was telling him what I did. He was like, well, maybe you should reach out because children should be able to be transported here for postpartum under their insurance. I didn't know that.
There should be. So like, I mean, you'd have to get the insurance company to agree to it, which is a whole nother level of bureaucracy. Different podcast.
Which is this year, I'm advocating for those behind the scenes, like transportation. Not myself trying to provide transportation, but insurance will cover kids to go to respite care. They will. It's new because no one's not doing it, like, you know, certain things, but it is under the
it's actually covered. So you just have to get yourself qualified as being a respite facility.
Exactly. And then with the doctor's office,
right?
Like Strong Behavior Health, they already refer people to me. So like people refer to Saving AJ from like hospitals, but they don't pay on contracts. I'm like, you guys need to pay because if I'm supporting you, you guys support me because it would be able to basically have someone come in with me and help me and be able to pay someone to actually show up for me.
Right.
So even if it's $15 an hour, like we have to be able to have people. I have people right now who wants to quit their jobs. Like, I'll come work with you. Like, I can't pay you.
Right.
So those are the behind the scenes things I think about this year for Saving AJ, getting those behavioral health specialists to come in and, you know, people who are more equipped.
Can we make you stickers and like make the hospitals hand them out to every new mom?
That would be so dope.
All right,
that would be super dope.
I can do that with my new Cricut that's upstairs.
We can make a QR code and just like sneak into the hospital and stick them everywhere.
Yeah.
All over the nursery.
I get people. For real. I get people at Strong. I get people at Highland.
See, you know, it's so important. Like, it really is. And I mean, it's time to like get serious this year. Like, we should not be having children still being killed by parents because they need help. And it's not like we don't know they need help. Because they're like crying for help.
Right.
Like all over social media crying for help. And it's like, we just got to do better. We just got to show up more.
So if somebody's noticing this in someone else, can they call you and and say, listen, my friend, my sister, my aunt, they can call you
and
you
can reach out? They
do it all the
time. And I do reach out. Like, it'd be so weird because like Facebook, it's like add you as a friend, Bing, and send you a message. And we just start talking like normal. Like, it's the weirdest things. And they're never like hesitant or reluctant to it because they can actually look it up and see it's a real thing.
Right.
Well, they are weirded out about like, are you the director reaching out? Like when they, for some reason, they like think, ooh, like CPS and time, like, don't attach me. Like, but I believe in CPS. Don't get me wrong. Right. Some people say they don't. I do.
Well, it's a necessary. It's just that the bureaucracy that comes after it.
Hey.
Is It's
a bunch to it, but I'm not against them. Like, I feel like there's different people in different lanes that if we can all like form together and come together and work for the betterment, it will work. So instead of like maybe penalizing families, connecting to agencies like mine or others that can help and be of service might be like a, so yeah, that's a whole different podcast, like you said. That's different. We're going to talk about that. But yeah, so this year should be exciting.
It sounds like it will be.
This should be exciting year. I'm excited.
How do people find you? So give us your information.
So we have a call center. The number is 866-222-6250. We are located at 111 North Chestnut Street. It's like right one block over from YMCA downtown. And we have a Facebook page, which is Saving AJ. And we also have a website, which is savingaj.agency. So, and if you need to email me, my email is ngibson@savingaj.agency. So, yeah.
How do you think AJ would feel about you?
He's proud of me. I know he's happy. Yeah, he's happy. I think like after so many years, like I think I won't say made peace with it, but like I'm happy. Like it used to like consume me so much. Like I just like cry, like, and the pain doesn't go away, but I remember like I was his babysitter. So it's like I'm doing what I was doing. Like I used to watch him do his hair and bathe him and all these things. So as being young, having experienced like a loss so tragic like that, and now being 31 and then doing the same thing like for other kids is just like a full circle, and it feels so good to just know that I'm doing something that actually feels good to do. Like you drag your feet into where like, oh, I don't want to go here. Oh, I don't want to show up. And that was me. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything unless it makes me happy. Period. Like I'm not doing anything if it doesn't make me happy. So.
What about his mom?
I forgive her.
Does she
this
know?
year. This year.
You forgive her?
This year.
This is part of your 2023
This year.
plan.
Does she know all that you're doing?
I'm quite sure she probably knows. I'm quite sure she probably heard about it. She's still incarcerated.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so it's just one of those things where it's like family dynamics is like so tricky, man. It's just so weird. Just the word family alone, like you just can't describe family. But it just feels good to know that my perception of what family is different. Like my friends are family, like my clients is family, like family literally is community. And why am I just not learning that? Because we weren't taught that. So, yeah.
Right. And you created the village that is sadly disappearing from our lives that we used to have. And so many reasons why that is the case, but you're starting this new trend.
Yeah.
I hope it catches on.
Yeah, me too. Like, and people be like, what if somebody, like, I know this one mom, she said, I want to do what you're doing, but I don't want to steal your idea. I'm like, no, please do it.
Yeah.
Like, we need, like, several centers. Like, if anybody wants to do a nursery, like,
on every corner.
I will let me tell you something. This is the truth. If anyone wants to start a crisis nursery, I will give you all the tools, all the information, whatever it looks like, whatever you need. Like, I will invest in you. Like, no, seriously, like, we need several nurseries around, and there's so many daycare centers already that exist. What I'm doing, it's just different. The nursery is like a wraparound care. So it's like even when your kids is not there, you're still supported when you go home.
Right.
Like you can reach back out to the same people who serve your children if you need to talk to at home. Like,
and one of the things I don't think you mentioned is that Saving AJ doesn't ask why
Nope.
you're dropping your kid off.
Oh, no.
You don't need to have a reason. You don't need to have a doctor's appointment. Because some crisis nurseries locally, you have to have one of like a specific number of reasons, and then you can use the nursery, and you have to like prove it. You're just like, I don't give a shit. Drop your kid off.
A break is a break, period. What you do with your time? Like, I'm not here. That's not, I just want to be, we're here. It's available. And they don't even have to like call. They literally just go online and book. Like, I see kids pop up and I'm like, oh, okay, this is the first time. Like, it's just so funny. So
I love the story you told me. I told it when you got the money from 100 Women Who Care about the mom that used to drive in from like a half an hour, 45 minutes away and take a nap. Just drop her kid off and just sit in the parking lot and sleep for 3 hours and then take the kid home.
Because by the time she drove back and came back, like her time would have been like her whole hour and a half is gone.
That's the 3 hours she needed.
Yeah, so it works.
And there's, like we were saying, there's not enough places like yours because she had to drive 45 minutes to get to one.
It should not be. Our community should have never had to experience what they experienced so long with being a parent. There should have already been, with all this funding that goes wire for mental health services, it's no way there weren't more respite care services available to our families. It's actually sad, and it says a lot. It actually says a whole lot. So I hope it just hope pressure is applied, like, to people in higher places to know that, it's not for me to figure everything out on my own. Like, I feel like I started somewhere.
Right.
And I know there's people who have, more information, knowledge, who can, actually help me, do more without me having to, even look for it. Like, it's available. It's just non-traditional. And that's unfair because this was not how it started out. Like, this was not how my childhood experience looked like. No, my mom was not paying for no childcare. We were all, in the house. Like, we used to be outside playing. So the street lights came on and go back home and stay at our friend's house and have the mom talk to the mom. And it's people not like that anymore. My kids will never experience walking to the corner store in their entire lives. Like, you're not walking to that store.
During COVID, I realized my kids couldn't climb a chain link fence. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? You've never, of course, I should know this because I'm your mother, but how have you never climbed a chain, to get from, one place to another? You've never had the freedom.
Right.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I can just climb that fence.
No, for real.
And then they see the fence, well, I can't go over there. And it's a park. We corner back to a park. And our fence, our stockade fence broke down. A tree fell on it and there was a little bit of chain link. And I'm like, go to the park. Well, there's a fence there. I'm like, it is the easiest fence to climb. It's got footholds.
Right.
No, for real, but they don't know.
They don't know. And they see a fence and they're like, I can't go any farther.
No, we really need to. I'm sorry, guys. As the ones who are responsible for the ones under, we're failing bad. These kids will never experience, and it's so sad, they have not experienced childhood how we have. And it comes from fear, though. So much is going on in the community that we can't trust our children to just go out and...
Right.
And I get it, but, something has to change. Somewhere,
So many things have to change.
And we just got to start somewhere. You got the community leaders and advocates and stuff doing that kind of work, which is cool. Then you got people who want to do it. I don't know. We just need to divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Something has to change. I want my kids to experience going outside and coming home when the street lights come in. One day. At least once.
You want them to experience that and you not have to worry.
Exactly. Just being a kid. Think about the pressure on these kids. That is so sad. They just go to school, come home, and then hope that mommy is going to be, not too tired for us to go out and do something fun.
Right.
Even if they're in different activities, like a program, that was, I tried for my kids in dance. That was short-lived. I couldn't even balance that because it's you got to be everywhere else. And it's just so sad. It's they shouldn't have to experience not being able to be in full programs, wrap around Monday somewhere different, Tuesday somewhere different, Wednesday. We could never balance that on our own.
Right.
But there are other moms and different people who, I don't know, somehow, some way, these kids got to be kids. And we just got to do better as parents. So I'm showing up for my kids this year. I know that.
This can be a great year for you.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes, you are, right?
My goal is to step back and release the things I don't need to be doing and pay attention to the things I want to be doing, like this, and then have the energy for my kids.
That's right.
Instead of trying to accomplish every assignment.
Yeah. That's not ours.
Right.
By the way.
Yeah.
We made it our assignment.
Yep. Stopping that. So.
Yeah. We give ourselves these deadlines and times in our head, which gives us anxiety because we're like putting pressure. Like,
they don't exist.
I gotta get this.
Right. We make them up.
Why do we do that? Like, I learned this year that I've been doing that to myself. Like, why do we do that?
Right. We need to start challenging each other when we say, no, I need it done by this time. But why?
Do you really?
But why?
Like, there are some things.
Some things. It's prioritizing.
And then there's other things that you're like, no.
We gotta be kind to ourselves. Be gentle to ourselves. We're gonna start looking like what we've been going through. Stressed out in our face, wrinkles, lines. Like, we don't need that.
Talking about doing a getaway to like a house in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my gosh.
For a couple of days.
So down.
No work.
Hope it's no service, no Wi-Fi.
Just turn your Wi-Fi off.
No, for real. No, guys, that would be super dope. I am so down.
Well, thank you so much. And I really look forward to seeing 2023 with you.
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so excited, guys.
And we'll go to the middle of nowhere.
Please.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode, check out the Healthy Illness Podcast with me, Kelly Marie, as we build healthy relationships while living with mental health conditions. I'm diagnosed and live with borderline personality disorder, major depression, and generalized anxiety. And despite those diagnoses, I've been able to live a full life. I have healthy relationships, a great career, and my mission is to help you do the same. So join me for Healthy Illness Podcast. New episodes every Monday on the Jazzcast Pros Network, found on the podcast player you're listening to right now. Be the light.
Saving AJ has so far to go, and I'm glad that she's keeping it streamlined and focusing on the parts that she enjoys.
And she's got a clear vision. And I think her commitment has always been clear, but it's focused now. It's sustainable. What she wants to do is you can replicate it. Yeah. I can see many of these. And like I said, we really need to find a way where her name is given out to every new mother. Everybody needs to know her name.
Stickers. We're just going to bombard stickers all over the hospital.
Stickers everywhere.
All over the newborn unit. Sorry, hospitals. Yeah, no, I just think of how much change is still yet to be made and how to support her any way we can. I know that they are always taking diapers and snacks and juice, clothes, both for children and babies, but also for moms. So when you're coming out of postpartum and nothing fits, even when you get down to the number that you were at before, if you're fortunate enough to do that, your body does not shape the same way and your clothes are not likely to fit.
Right.
So she does take clothes for the in-between stages and the after stages of postpartum. So they do not need to be maternity clothes. I'm sure that there are some moms that are probably either pregnant or still in maternity. So she would probably take those too. Financial donations. I know those are always welcome. You can sponsor. She was saying that there's sponsorships for children's monthly fees.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So please support, if not Saving AJ, whatever grassroots organization is in your town in whatever way you can physically possibly do it, even if it's just being there and answering questions from experiences you've had.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to share that hard stuff because it's so important. It's so important to be able to ask for help and not have any negative consequence from that. And that's what she's providing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why you're there. It just matters that you reached out, and we need more of that.
That's my favorite part is that she doesn't ask. You just show up and sign your kid in, and she doesn't ask.
Yep.
I love that.
I love that too.
Well, take this into your day. Be kind because you never know what anyone's going through in the world.
If you're compelled to donate or support Saving AJ in any way, please reach out to savingaj.agency. That is their website, and you can learn more, donate, see the wish list, and contribute to all of the hard work that Nyeshia is doing.
And a giant thank you to Erica Sorbello at Gallery Salon for being our title sponsor. And a thank you to Marshall Street Bar and Grill in Rochester, New York. And to Selena's Mexican Restaurant, also in Rochester, New York, for being our episode sponsors.
And huge thank you to Jazzy for making us sound so good when we have so many slip-ups. Thank you for editing out my dog barking and all of the...
I love that you stuttered on so good.
I don't know what. If only you could hear the raw footage, you'd never listen again. So big thank you to Jazzy and everything she does with Jazzcast Pros. Make sure to check her out and all of her other great podcasts that she's producing.
Be bold, be brave, and be the boss.
See you next time.
Welcome to Childcare Made Simple, the podcast to help you navigate the nuances of the childcare industry so that you can boost workplace productivity. Hi, I'm Rosa Marie, president of Marvelous Minds Academy and mom of 2 bright, bouncy boys. I started working in daycare at 10 years old at my grandma's house. She ran her home-based center for 30 plus years. After college, I worked a few real jobs, got married, and had a baby. I started my career as a childcare owner shortly after my son was born and was swiftly met with all sorts of red tape, from funding to real estate, staffing, and even state regulations. I've seen firsthand the nuances of the industry and its impact on employers, working families, and providers. This podcast was designed to help you, the daycare owners, the policymakers, and the human resource professionals navigate the ever-changing landscape of childcare by providing you with simple, safe, and effective solutions. Our mission is to make sure childcare is not a barrier to progress for parents, employers, and young learners. We do this by having real conversations with government agencies and advocating for better childcare policies that actually boost workplace productivity through real, accessible, and safe quality childcare. Join us for our first episode, Sunday, June 18th, as we tackle these challenges head on, sharing expert insights, real-life success stories, and actionable advice to create a better future for our little ones. Subscribe to the Childcare Made Simple podcast on the Jazzcast Pros Network, available on the podcast platform you're listening to right now. And let's reimagine childcare together.